Hello, it's Miss Elon here, and you can very much still call me Just Special. Today, let's talk about friends. So for years, yeah, years, I mean years, I have been fighting this battle. I did not like when you say birds are the same feather flock together. I feel like you automatically put me in a box, right? I fought so hard to not agree with that for years, but then I lost that battle. And we win some, we lose some, and I can say I lost that one. Because right now, I can tell you, I 100% believe that people we spend time with says a lot about us. I really do. Not just people who spend time, but things we spend time doing, right? Because it shouldn't just limit it to people. Whatever it is we consume over time will become a part of that thing or in that life, right? And this change brought this change in thinking or thought process brought a lot to my attention. I thought to share and you should know too. I feel like a lot of people already know this, but there's more to that. So we're all aware that people that we spend time with says a lot about us. And I'm using companion more because it's from the root word company, right? And things we spend time doing or time with over time compound. Look at the wordplay. They compound. So it's a where do you spend time? Who are your friends? What do you people do? How does the hour fly by? Right? But more to that is one disclaimer I'd like to make, one disclaimer, or let me just throw it out there is I don't agree that hanging with successful people automatically makes you a success story yourself or people you deem successful. A lot of young people now are so aware of presenting themselves as something and not necessarily being, right? So I learned about the personality ethics and the character ethics. So if you present yourself or trying to be something, it's like putting on a persona or a facade to convince other people that you are this thing and you may not necessarily be that. And a lot of people would very much rather, a lot of young people particularly, people are older and still doing it, but I see it more often. And again, I'm using young people particularly because my age, I can relate to that more as the older people too. And would rather present themselves as something, whether it's buying expensive brands and stuff because they think they will look rich instead of actually working on being financially disciplined and things like that. That's what I mean by presenting instead of being. Yeah, a gist. So because of the who you spend time with and what you spend time doing, we're all aware of it, and now we've managed to put it in different avenues or in different places. Like they're presenting and being aspect, for instance, right? A lot of people know that they're presenting or putting on a facade instead of actually working towards because apparently that role seems a bit harder or something. But as social animals, we adapt, right? And that's what I'm talking about particularly. It's who you spend time with, things you spend time doing. Because we adapt, when we spend time with someone or people of particular discipline or works, you automatically or slowly take in that direction, right? If I'm a personal experience, I was hanging with a friend. We're together regularly. Not even personal, it's a made up story. We didn't know about me. I was with a friend. I wake up really early, but then because my friend and I was spending time together, a lot of times like together for months. Let's say 2 months we're together. And I wake up 5, my friend is sleeping till 8. After the first month, I was like, what if I'm waking up 8 if my friend can still wake up 8 and do everything that I do in less time? So maybe I should do that. Forgetting to know I'm slow, so I intentionally wake up a couple of hours ahead so that I take my time and do it. And then you don't realize how you're changing immediately or in that moment or in the moment to come. You notice it when you made the big jump, and then as it was slow, as the jump, not slow, but transition came slowly, that's how going back will take a lot of slow turns and maybe withdrawals. I'm not saying I'm not a medical professional. That's what I'm saying. Maybe withdrawals and a lot of other things. Like, but you have to walk your way back. So instead of having to go through turns where we move from one place to another because of the company we keep, one place to another in terms of the way we work, the way we process, the things we're doing, and our life as a whole and how it's defined, right? Since we're aware that the company we keep says a lot about us, right? I think you should pay attention or look at who your friends are because the people around you, company you keep now, tells you a lot about yourself. It reflects who you are too now. So your five most immediate friends tell you a lot about yourself, where you are today. And where they're going actually says where you want to go to. And if we can look at that, and I think it's safe to say that's very accurate. Me, my best friend, my friend like Jesus. Friend, what does that say about me? It says I'm a Christian. Yeah. So if I intentionally spend time with Jesus, who is my best friend, I would very much love to be his best friend if he allows me. Who I very much want to be best friends with. And I intentionally try to spend time with him and get closer to him. I think it'll make me a better Christian, make me more disciplined and things like that. So that's how it is with any relationship for that matter, whether it's romantic ones or just the friends that we have loosely around, right? And the more time you spend with them over time, the more it defines your relationship. I wouldn't advise going back to watch any of my previous videos, but in one of those videos, I talk about how I struggle to have depth in friendships and how we have shallow relationships and ones with depth, right? If you have friends with if you have a lot of shallow friendships, like once where you go out drinking and just that, or have good laughs and leave it at that, right? There's nothing wrong with that. But then over time, all that you do is surrounded with that. Like, oh, I'm gonna hang with my friends. What are you gonna do? Is either drink or laugh, right? So, who are your friends again? And what are you people doing together? I think we should pay a lot of attention to that, the company we keep and what we want. And knowing that this is true, right? How about we up it a bit? Like, since you know that because I surround myself with particular people and I do not just try on presenting myself as something I actually want to be like them. How about you intentionally try to put yourself in spaces or associate with people that you admire and want to be like so that you can learn from them. Yeah. I think that's a good way to take a good thing to take from here. Since you know that friends have influence and it's very much possible for you or anyone else to put on a facade and present themselves as something that they're not necessarily, that they aren't necessarily. It's also possible for you to change to something you are because of your association. Wow. Sum it up really nicely. So now the question is, or the final question is, do you want to be a victim or a product of peer pressure? Because you could choose to be one side story, or you could explain that, oh, because of this, my friend, I managed to do this, or my friends have managed to influence me over the years, and I see where this my friend is going, so I'm sticking by her. Because one thing I have learned, and I can share with anyone and all of you here today, really, is that if you still try to present yourself like put on the facade, it's a facade. You know what happened with facade. At the end of the day, it'll come off. And you cannot stretch relationships or friendships like that. At one point in time or some point in time, you'll realize that no, there's no relationship here. We don't click anymore, and then you'll want out of that relationship or friendships. And a lot of times when you have two people that are friends. I won't say two friends. Two people that are two people that are friends. One has a facade and one has really great character going, but then they click on certain levels or they have some level of shallow and depth relationship going and working for them. When you see the one with more depth or wants more meaning and character growth and that type of stuff, that type of stuff, you notice that the other ones slowly go away. Whether it's intimidation, I don't want to say intimidation because it can be a lot of other things other than intimidation. I feel like people run to intimidation first. That's why I don't want to run to intimidation. It could be or fall off because of the differences. Yes, that's a better way to put it. Or fall off because of the clear differences in characters and growth. So it's almost impossible for you to present yourself as something that you're not for so long. You can run it for a couple of months, but then where would that lead? So I think it's best that we're all products of peer pressure. Yes, possible. Proven and tested. You can have wonderful friends and then attribute some of your greatness, not all of it, not some of it, to your friends and the company and the way you push each other and stuff like that. So I think pay attention to the company you keep. Thank you for reaching this far. It's Miss Ceylon here, and I hope to see you next time. Mwah.